Welcome to episode 52 of the Movie Lighthouse, shining a light through the fog of film, and this year's Valentine's Day special. I'm Wyndham.
Oh, sorry.
Go on, I'm Wyndham.
I'm James.
And
I'm Laurie.
I thought you were going to go for the K80 with your roving reporter microphone.
And I am Laurie.
Do you understand how hard that first bit is to kind of orchestrate? Because
without people jumping in?
Exactly.
I'd say it's about 7.5 hard.
Well, I've given you 5 out of 10 for that bit.
5 out of 10? I'll take that. How are you both?
Very well, thank you for asking.
All geared up for Valentine's Day?
Yes, when is it?
Monday?
Oh,
Just to be clear, we are recording this slightly ahead of time.
Yes, we're in the past. Are we, or in the future? I can't work it out.
We will be in the past.
I'm looking out the window. Yeah, definitely past. It's past. We have passed.
I'm going to Tunbridge Wells on Monday.
Are you really?
But there's going to be someone in the house for all you burglars out there. So forget it.
Are you going to Tunbridge Wells for some loving? Yeah.
I'm doing
doing
a little work holiday with some young people in Norway.
To the beautiful Royal Tunbridge Wells.
Yeah. We're going to go to Hever Castle. So if you'd like to meet me in person.
Get yourself down to Hever Castle. What about you, Laurie? Are you a Valentine's Day celebrator?
We're going to celebrate and we're going to take the lighthouse to Edinburgh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Specifically because of Valentine's Day, or does it just happen?
It's because of half term, really. But yeah, we'll do something romantic. I don't quite know what it may be, but
It'll be a 5-hour train journey, I imagine.
Yeah, that's very romantic.
Be a lot of snap.
I beg your pardon.
A lot of snap.
Power.
Rude.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to give you, because it's our Valentine's Day special, we've picked a couple of super romantic films that we'll talk about later. But just as a bit of background, I'll give you some facts about Valentine's Day. Love is a many splendid thing. It's the Feast of St. Valentine was established in AD 496 by Pope Gelasius I in honour of Saint Valentine of Rome, who died on the 14th of February 269 AD.
Oh, so, what did Valentine do anyway, though? Was he Lothario?
I don't think he was. He did write a letter to the jailer's daughter. He was in prison for something ropey, bearing in mind. He did write a letter on his final day, and he signed it, "Your Valentine," and then he was executed the following day.
Oh. Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm about to be executed.
Your Valentine. Cheers.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was a saint, not a poet, right? Equally, pre that, it is also reported to have its origins in the pagan fertility festival.
Oh, now you're talking. Yes, what's the name of that?
Lupercalia. Or Lupercalia.
That's to do with werewolves.
I've seen you loop your Callia loads of times. You know all this stuff.
That would be Lupin Callia, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah, you're a looper of Callia.
Yeah.
So does that relate to things like the Wicker Man and all their fertilisation?
Yeah, they love it all. Those pagans, they were right into the fertility stuff. Anyway, it is banned in 6 countries around the world. Actually, let me just clarify that. It is banned in 6 countries around the world, according to the one website I looked at. And those countries are Saudi Arabia, Uzbekistan, Iran, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Pakistan. Predominantly Islamic countries, whether they're secular or not. I kind of get it. Valentine's Day is a broadly Christian thing.
Is it?
Is it? That's a good question. It's commercialised now, isn't it?
I didn't know it was a Christian thing.
Well, it was instigated by the Pope Gelasius.
So did Jesus follow Valentine's? No.
No, because it came in after him.
Right.
AD.
So New Testament. It's not come out yet. I have to wait for it.
The most romantic thing to ever happen on Valentine's Day was in 1929 when 7 members of the North Side gang were murdered. by the 5 Points Gang and Al Capone's request. And that became the famous St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
That's it, in the Windy City.
Yeah. And then the tradition of sending cards originated in the UK as a result of the introduction of the penny stamp postal service.
Hold on. So they invented the postal service for Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
That isn't quite what I said, but that is what I understand. There was this uprising of people wanting to profess their love for people who live on different streets. But because it was Victorian times, that wasn't really acceptable. So you had to just put a little question mark, your dusty-haired lover from down the road, or flash an ankle.
Your forthcoming ankle
card that did all that business.
Well, I mean, I can only tell you what the 1, 2, 3, 4 websites I had a look at told me.
Yeah, so back off from his facts, will you, Hyams? Come on.
And then the last fact is nowadays it's a load of commercial.
Wow, Wyndham.
Yeah,
wow.
I'm not in love with Valentine's Day.
No, you should be.
That's bad, man. Where's the love gone? Where is the love? Who sang that? Black Eyed Peas.
Where is the love?
Anyway, they're talking directly to you.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. If you're just saving up for one day, you should be offering love all the time. This is what I'm learning through my yogic journey. There's no limit to the amount of love we can offer.
Yeah, you're cheap. That's just been
now
a
he's
cheapskate.
talking.
So you have to pay for anything.
We endless tomes of love.
Right, let's move this on. Let's start with In the Beam.
Run to the light, Caroline. Run as fast as you can. No, honey, no. No, it's a lie.
You can't choose between life and death when we're dealing with whatever's in between. Now tell her before it's too late.
Run to the light, baby.
We may as well keep the traditional features. So, Laurie, what have you watched recently?
I've got a blank. I might have seen something. Come back to me in a second.
All right. James, what have you seen recently that you would recommend?
Right, well, I have seen a film called A Cure for Wellness, directed by Gore Verbinski, and it features Jason Isaacs. And it also features somebody, well, it features a few other people. I can't remember her name. She's a woman in Acorn Antiques who isn't Julie, what's her name?
Waters.
Anyway, it's a really freaky film. It's set in, I think I'm going to say Switzerland, and basically this lad has to go. He's like a hot shot in business, and he has to go and get a businessman back from this retreat. And he goes to this retreat, which is all kind of locked away, and there are all these like rich people who are like, once you go, you never leave, and it's kind of got a bit of Midsummer in, but much better. Ooh. And basically, you find out that they're doing stuff to all the patients, and it's all very trippy. It's like a better version of Midsummer meets a better version of Shutter's Island, which was that film with I want to say Joe Longthorne, but it's not. It's Leonardo DiCaprio. And it features eels quite heavily as a feature. And it's strange, it's horrific, it's kind of absurd at some points. It's very trippy, but incredibly watchable, and it just keeps giving.
Wow. Okay, good.
And can I just say who recommended that for me?
Who did recommend that for you?
Amazon Prime.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you take many recommendations from Amazon Prime?
But I was with my friend Vicky, and she said, "Oh look, they've recommended this for you to watch. Let's watch this." They were bang on the money.
Bob on. Oh, well done, Amazon Prime. I have a film that I watched on Netflix called Countdown. Have you seen this? A couple of years old. It is essentially everybody starts downloading an app which tells you when you're going to die. And then lots of people are downloading it. It goes, oh yeah, I've got 48 years, I've got 50 years. And then the young lady in the group has 3 hours. And it's a little bit like Final Destination to begin with, because she was going to get into the the car home with her boyfriend who's drunk, but decides he's drunk, so she won't. So she gets out the car, and he crashes, and a tree goes through where she would have been, but she's not in the car. She's back in her house, and a demon comes and gets her, kills her. But everybody's involved in this app, so it becomes a story of these two sisters trying to break the curse. It's quite good. I said quite good, but yeah, it's good.
I said quite good. What's that called again?
It's called Countdown.
Okay.
I recommended a film in this feature a couple of years ago where it was like, I think it was a Hungarian film or a Belgian film or something, where this girl lived in this like weird flat with God, and he had an Apple computer, and she sent out the code, so on everyone's phone they all had a countdown to their death. So it looks like they've stolen that idea.
Kind of mid-ish. I found one. I haven't actually seen it all yet because I was watching it really late at night. But I'm like, oh, this is great. It's
host has changed this week. This episode, Laura. You go for it, mate.
Oh, thanks, son. Appreciate it. The Salute of the Jugger, otherwise known, aka the Blood of Heroes. 1989. You've got Rutger Hauer in there, the legend that is. You've got the Asian lady from Twin Peaks who ends up into the piece of wood. Forgotten her actual name. Damn it. Sorry, lady. But yeah, I'm gonna have to read you out the synopsis of it. In a future where most of mankind and technology is wiped out, 6 people travel from place to place, playing a brutal form of football with a dog skull. They hope one day to play in the league in a city. There you go. And it's really good. The Salute of the Jugger. Really good.
And the lady you're thinking of is Joan Chen.
I was going to say that, and I thought if I'd said it wrong, I'd get it wrong. But I certainly got. But I really did. I had Joan Chen in my head. Oh, damn it!
You're so good.
What's the Jugger?
I think that may be one of the positions in the game they play. It's a very brutal game, so they all just kind of try and fight and kill each other, basically. These big weapons and chains and swords and
how far into the film did you get?
But probably a good over halfway. Over halfway. So I've met a love scene. I've met the love scene.
So is it like a different version of Rollerball?
It kind of, but it's all very sort of out in the desert, and it's all a little bit Mad Max Rollerball. They're like these gang of, they're all, obviously they're a team, and the game that they play is literally pretty much to the death. You can chop legs off and all sorts of stuff. So they have to be really tight. But yeah, it's good.
Cool. Thanks very much. Okay, on the rocks.
Love on the rocks. Ain't no surprise.
What have you got, James?
Okay, I've just checked back through my notes from last time, so I don't think I mentioned this. I watched a film called 6 Minutes to Midnight. Correct.
I think so.
All right, so this is a film written, I should have seen this coming. I didn't know it was written at the time, but it was written by Eddie Izzard, features Eddie Izzard, and also features Judi Dench and Jim Broadbent. So I thought, quite a good cast, blah, blah, blah. And basically, it's set about a year before the Second World War on a seaside town where there's a school for German girls. And basically, as the war's about kicking up, these girls are kind of trying to be claimed back by the Nazis. So Eddie Izzard goes in as a spy to the school and then gets blamed for a murder he didn't commit, and then he's on the run. It's just appalling. It's ridiculous. What? Absolute nonsense. And, at one point, he dresses up like someone for the brass band and just goes, like, he's trying to get away from the coppers down the pier. And it's just awful. Every step of the way, it's just ridiculous. To the final climatic point where they've been training the girls to basically stand in 2 lines at the start. And it's like, okay, because they're going to hold for some reason, flares, so they can guide in them. Nazi plane to come and rescue them on the beach, on the, the big, it's awful. And the reason I gave away the ending, because it's just stupid. It's like, why not just put that in the sand and move, they're like a couple of meters apart. They're all going to get flat by the wings. It's just stupid. The whole thing's awful. So,
he's not renowned for his acting chops, though, is he?
He's not a very good actor. He's a terrible writer. He ruined the Triffids when they remade that. I mean...
was that him?
Did he write that?
He didn't write down a Triffids.
No, I meant
the
revised, the modern day version, the screenplay they went and filmed.
No, but I don't know. I doubt he wrote it. But he
was in it.
He was a protagonist, and you don't care for him for Toffee, unfortunately.
I thought he was Thingy Spall, who was the main protagonist in that.
Well, he was in it a lot.
All right.
In fact, I think he played a character that wasn't
Actually,
in the book.
I'm thinking of a different thing.
Well, no, but he was certainly. I don't know if he certainly wasn't the blind man in the hospital. So I'm sure he was on a plane or something stupid. It wasn't a plane in John Wyndham's book.
No, it wasn't.
All right. So I saw. What's it name? Cruella. And I know we're talking about are we on the rocks at the minute?
We're on the rocks.
Well, good, because it's a terrible film.
Well, it's there's some real sort of wonkiness to it, isn't there? There's actually some really good bits. I love the fact that they kind of focused in on the whole fashion thing.
Did you like the fact that she really likes dogs?
Well, yeah, I mean, like I say, it's all a bit kind of wonky, isn't it? If you try and link it back to the original idea of 101 Dalmatians, Cruella, and all that, it really doesn't kind of really add up. But they still kind of try and link it in, and it's kind of a weird one. It's kind of it's an exercise of brain extension, I think.
But if it doesn't link with the film that it's taken its source material from, what's the point?
Just ideas, I suppose, and background, and a little bit of legend. I don't know.
Louisa watched it and enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think it is in the category of enjoyable. But it's lingering around the rocks. It's sniffing around a couple of the limpets down there.
I just saw
I saw it in the morning.
They're just trying to ram a story into something and try and make it fit.
And
again, Disney at the moment are obsessed with trying to make their villains into likable characters.
Yeah, give them depth.
Are they going to make Aladdin into a cunt?
Yes, it's happened. Yeah, guaranteed that is coming down the pipe, man.
Yeah, it's Disney kind of reaping what everything they could get.
They're trying to make all their money back from all the other things they've been buying.
Yeah, but hats off to them. I have to say, we don't talk about this, but Book of Boba Fett. I mean, it's finally. I think Star Wars has finally arrived there. Laurie, you should check it out. Really good.
I am checking it out, my love, and we probably should be talking about this because it's not a movie. But what they've done with Boba Fett is kind of odd. He's all of a sudden he's this morality following, sensible, easy talking. We can talk through this. Let's not fight.
You haven't seen today's episode.
That's not Boba Fett.
You haven't seen today's episode, obviously.
Oh no! But then, you get halfway through the season, then suddenly I'm watching The Mandalorian again. Sorry for the spoilers. I am thoroughly enjoying it. And there's mods in there, which just looks ridiculous. That episode was so awful. But I'm glad it's there. I'm pleased it's there. Moving on.
Okay, I'm going to, because I'm hosting, I'm going to put multiple films on the rocks.
Oh.
The first one being Scream 4. Oh my God, have either of you seen it?
No.
Is that the one that's recently come out?
Fuck, yeah.
How did you see? Did you go to the Cinemaplex?
No, it was on one of the streaming services.
I think it's on Netflix.
I think it might be, yeah.
Oh, crikey.
It's just rubbish. And we'll come on to this because this month's topic is sequels. But you remember the first Scream? It was like, you're pointing out all the tropes of horror movies. It's like, oh yeah, that's clever. And using those tropes to shape the film, you go, oh, that's quite a good idea. 4 is trying to, it's just being too clever. It's recognizing that all of those tropes have been recognized and used as the script. And now it's kind of going, yeah, but nobody's shocked or scared anymore. And it's just the biggest load of ball bags. Don't watch it. It's terrible.
Okay.
Wes Craven's obviously nothing to do with it, right?
He's dead, Laurie.
Well, yeah, I'm just
I
checking.
think he directed it from Beyond the Grave.
There you go. See,
So-
told you, James.
So the last I was involved with the Scream franchise was watching the Scream series. So which he was involved in, which was all right. Nothing special. I thought it was looking sad on Scream 3 when they were wheeling out, you know, all the old cast, do it all over again. And you can handle it for the sequel because it's funny when you do it twice. When you do it 3 times, it's
A lady. It's a lady.
Yeah. Well, Neve, is it Neve Campbell?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, she's in Scream 4, as is Courtney Cox, as is Thingy Arquette. It's just a load of...
Yeah.
It's really bad. So that's one. The second one is Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage.
What?
It's utter pish.
No, it's great.
It's awful. Having Tom Hardy wrote it, and it's the dialogue in it. Can you honestly sit there and say the dialogue in it was good? This buddy comedy is
funny.
This buddy comedy with Venom is just utter. It's terrible. Don't watch it. Just like the first one.
Did you watch it when you were in a bad mood? Because I thought it was very funny.
No, but you like the first one as well. After I put the first one on the rocks, you went
I
off
did,
and watched
and
it.
I like
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson. I think he's a very talented.
So
actor.
Woody Harrelson is a very talented actor, and I do enjoy watching him. And it's also got Stephen Graham in it, who is also a very talented actor.
Who's that?
And I
Who
enjoy
did he
watching
play?
him. He played the chief of police who was deaf. Are you sure you've watched it?
He was only partially deaf. That's why you confused me. It was only one ear that was deaf.
But the thing is, his first scene, he's talking to Tom Hardy's character, and those two actors' abilities to do an American accent are stark in Tom Hardy's shitness and Stephen Graham's excellence.
What you don't understand is that Tom Hardy is also channeling the fact that he's carrying an alien parasite. So
is that what it is? So what happens in all the other films he does in American accent?
I don't know. I haven't seen them.
Is that
I've only seen his
that's his
CBeebies.
backstory.
I've seen his CBeebies story.
Anyway, so that's that. And then the third one I'm going to add is Fantasy Island, which has got Michael Pena in it. And it's just really... it's trying too hard. It's trying to be a bit clever, but it's neither of those things.
It's
about
an
island.
It's a plane. Did you ever see the TV series?
Good God, yeah.
Didn't, no.
Right, no, well, I didn't. So I kind of came to this a bit back to front. So I watched Fantasy Island, the film, and thought it was a bit rubbish. And so then I went and watched the TV series, which was also rubbish. But it had quite a heart. It was basically, it's like when they did the Incredible Hulk, which they kind of had the cartoonish element. Well, they had the Hulk in it, but it was really just a melodrama about someone's not being able to put up a shed or getting bullied by the neighbour, and the Hulk coming in, and that's what they had in Fantasy Island. So it's like the Love Boat, but without the boat. Right. So they all had a bit of a problem, and they drove into a bit of the island, and suddenly their fantasy was there, and it helped them to solve their life dilemma. And what they did in the film is kind of make it into this like demonic kind of thing, or like Lost. And then all the bits that you like from Fantasy Island, which I didn't know at the time because I watched it afterwards, like the guy, I want to call him Nick Nap, but that wouldn't be right because that's James Bond. But the
Tattoo?
guy goes, it's a plane. There's the worst kind of reasoning behind why we get to meet Tattoo in the film.
Oh God, yeah.
Isn't
that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's kind of running throughout the film, and right at the end they go, Tattoo.
It's just so that the essence of the film is that the island is keeping Michael Pena's character. He's running this hotel, and his wife died, and the island is allowing his fantasy to be true, which is she gets to relive a certain portion of her life. But
the portion where she runs the hotel.
The portion where she's working and dying of cancer. But the way the island, the deal is, he then brings people to the island whose souls are essentially sacrificed to it. And it's just clunky, I think.
It's basically, if they built a hotel on the island where Lost was made, that's what it is basically. Because it even looks like the little fountain at the end of Lost. I don't know if any of you watched that.
Yeah.
So good ideas.
So there we are. Avoid those like the plague, especially Venom 2.
Those rocks are scattered. Look at
They
it.
really are. And
Christ.
actually they're scattered with big budget, small budget. You know, money is no guarantee of success. Anyway,
you go.
moving on. Any news from either of you? None from me.
None from me.
Oh, none from me.
Good. Moving on. Trailer trawler. Any trailers from you?
No, I don't think that anything's coming out.
No, not from me. I don't think anything's coming out.
I think. No, I don't think anything is coming out. I think Hollywood has shut down.
Well,
They
do you know
threw
what?
the
I think
cards
there is
in
a
after
bit.
the pandemic.
I think things do kind of get to this level when it's around Oscar season, isn't it? Because they put all the films out now, haven't they? I don't know.
They put all the films out.
I don't
When's
know.
Batman coming out?
Batman's coming out in a minute.
Yeah,
we're not going to
yeah,
talk about that.
again.
we've already
No,
spoken about that.
we're not going to talk about that. Blah blah blah. June sounds like it's done quite well. It's going to do well. We're not going to talk about
trailers.
that. No, I haven't really said anything.
No, me neither. Cool. All right, which brings us to. I was going to do a whole kind of workshop with you guys around. As you know, some of the films we watch are a few years old, and they were made in a time when creepy blokes being abusive was just one of those things. And I was thinking of running a workshop with you guys if we could work through some of the characters we've seen and help point out where they're going wrong.
That's a great idea.
Which we might do after one of these films.
Lovely.
However, what I do have, because I know you two are big rom-com fans,
Yeah.
I've got a rom-com quiz for you.
Ooh.
2 rounds of 5 questions. Each question is a multiple choice answer. I'll give you I'll ask you the question. You can butt in at any time. A lot like Mastermind, if you butt in, I'll stop asking the question, won't give you the options on the answer.
Sorry,
Yeah.
do we answer together or individually?
Well, I'm just getting to that. It's
Right,
going to be,
together.
say your name to interrupt an answer, yeah?
Yes.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. First 5 questions. Pretty Woman, starring Richard Gere and Julia Roberts, was originally titled what? A, 2000, B, 3000, C, 4000, D, 5000.
James.
James.
5,000.
Incorrect.
Laurie.
Laurie.
4,000.
Oh, both of you were incorrect. It was actually 3000.
Oh my God!
And
How
was that
did
the
I choose
amount
a
of
4
money he
over a
offered
3?
her?
I
Is that the
think
amount?
I think that was the amount he paid. She says to him, I would have taken 2, and he says, I would have paid 4. Something like that. Okay, so 0-0.
Where's the 3 come in?
Well, that's what he paid it.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
middle ground.
Sorry, I
Okay.
missed the beginning bit.
Question number 2. In which 1999 film?
Hold on, sorry, what happened to question number 2?
This is question number 2.
You said question number 3.
Well, this is question number 4, so shut up and let's go. In which 1999 film did Drew Barrymore star as Josie Geller?
James. Never been
James.
kissed.
Yes.
Well, but you've got to give me A, B, C, or D.
Oh, D.
It is D.
Yes.
Well done. Question 3. Written by Nora Ephron and starring Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal, which 1989 film raised the question? Can
Laurie.
men- Laurie. A, B, C, or
When
D?
Harry, no. D.
What was that?
C.
It sounds like you've changed your answer. Which one do you want to go for?
C.
C is correct.
Yeah.
Can I ask what your
Yes.
what the other ones were? Because you
Yeah.
obviously made these up, and I feel like we're missing out now.
The options were Sleepless in Seattle,
Oh,
French Kiss, When Harry Met Sally, or When a Man Loves a Woman.
okay.
Look at that.
Question number 4. In the 1987 film Dirty Dancing, starring Lord Patrick of Swayze and Jennifer Grey, what was Baby Houseman's Christian name?
Laurie.
Anybody want to jump in? Laurie,
A.
do you have a name for that?
No.
James B. Jennifer Grey.
It is B, but it's not Jennifer Grey. It's Frances.
Well, close.
But you get a point for that.
Francis.
And last one of this round. Bridget Jones's Diary not only hit the world, I think this should be took the world, right? Bridget Jones's Diary not only hit the world by storm in book form, but also when it was released as a film in 2001. Renée Zellweger starred in the title role, but who played barrister Mark Darcy, her childhood acquaintance? A. Hugh Grant, B. Rufus Sewell, C. Damian Lewis,
James,
D.
D. I was so first.
It was D.
Completely first.
So you get a point each.
It's on the tape anyway. Tape don't lie.
So, James, you are currently leading 3-2.
Yes.
Wow.
We will pause that exciting quiz at that point. So, this episode, we were talking sequels. So, I'll just give you a factoid about sequels. Sequels are the films that follow the original.
Thank you very much
All right
indeed. Yes.
Yeah. And they can be tricky.
They can be tricky.
As we may well find out this episode. I do have a note about what got away from us. James, you also suggested Hellraiser 2.
Hellbound. Yes, I did.
What's your thought about that very quickly?
I think it's a great film. It does the blockbuster version. It kind of does the Aliens to the Alien of Hellraiser, which is kind of a very different film. Hellraiser is quite a small film, really, with a small cast, all very atmospheric, with one very good effect and creature. Where Hellbound, you're in there with all that crazy lunatics, and it is set in an asylum. So it literally is with the lunatics on many levels. It's great.
There's incredible imagery in it, isn't there?
Yeah, I agree. I think it does a sequel's job really well. It takes the original idea and goes, well, we've got to go bigger, we've got to go a bit more, a lot louder with it, and we'll do that. And I think it does that quite well.
And they made the effort of changing the title.
Which is brilliant. They added a 2.
No, they put it was Hellbound.
I know. And Laurie, you also suggested Mad Max 2.
Yeah, unique film, bonkers. Again, very similar to what you're saying about the way, Hellraiser 2, Mad Max is really elevated. You get much more of that apocalyptic feel now, which you didn't really get in the first one. This is, it's just mental. Just incredible imagery again, just like crazy costumes, death-defying stunts, and nasty and gritty and weird. I'm Australian. There you go. Great film.
So we go from 2 films that we think did a good job of being sequels to the 2 that we're going to review. And the first of which is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. James, could you drop in a clip here?
13 years ago, audiences across America were horrified by the savagery of a faceless killer. In the wake of this bizarre rampage, he vanished. Now, after more than a decade of silence, he has come out of hiding. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. The Buzz is back. Directed by Tobe Hooper.
So, a few little facts about Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. It was released in 1986, directed by a friend of the podcast, Tobe Hooper. He features quite a lot. He previously directed Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, Life Force, Poltergeist, Salem's Lot.
Yes!
On a lot. It also has Tom Savini and Burt Mixon as effects makeup artists. And Tom Savini is in a lot of what we talk about as well. It had an original budget of about 4.7 million and took 8 million worldwide. Key cast to note. This brings in the freaking lunatic Dennis Hopper. We have as Lieutenant Lefty Enright, we have Caroline Williams as Vanita Stretch Brock, Jim Sidow, who reprises his role as Cook, Bill Moseley as Chop Top, Bill Johnson as Leatherface, and Ken Everett as Grandpa. Laurie, synopsis, please.
Oh, right. Okay. So how long have I got for the synopsis again?
60 seconds.
Right. 60. Well, wait a minute. I just got to, I've got to do the voice. Wait a minute. Yeah, in a hit. No. In here. Right, ready? I think I'm ready.
Go.
No, I can't do the voice. No, wait, pause. Talk amongst yourselves.
Is this part of the 60 seconds with them?
I think it has to be,
you
yeah.
can't. No, you can't do this timer yet. Can't do the timer yet.
Where are you getting this voice from?
Oh,
I don't think it's his voice.
oh, you can't even hear it.
No.
Oh, I just wanted to play the intro of it. Anyway, 14 years ago, those kids got chopped up by a chainsaw, and it was hell. After the massacre, there was one woman who survived, and them for a long time. No one was found. 14 years later, people have been killed, and finding this really hard. And yeah, there's still kind of, that family is still kind of out there, and then you got this kind of dude that's been looking for them all of this time, and this woman on a radio station, some caller, a couple of massive twats call in, and they get done over actually whilst they're calling in. They hear it. What the hell is that? What the hell's that? And yeah, then the story kind of unfolds of them getting tied up and finding the family.
It does.
Yeah.
That'll do, kind of.
Damn
The
it.
uncle of two of the kids killed in the first film, Lefty Enright, played by Dennis Hopper, is trying to find the murderers of his children. The radio host of a local radio starts being terrorized by the family, and the two of them get together to investigate and wreak revenge. Kind of.
Yeah.
When did you first see this, James?
I first saw it on Sunday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well
that's it.
done.
What was your impression of said film?
All right, so my impression was a bit of a retelling of that bit at the start. So 14 years ago, a crew and director had very little money and worked against in adverse conditions in a very difficult shoot to make one of the best horror films of all time. That 14 years later, they got some money to make a sequel, and it just goes to show that money doesn't make quality, because it was absolutely appalling from start to finish.
Come
It
on.
was terrible. I thought the makeup was awful. I thought the story was cringeworthy. The performances were absolutely abysmal, except for maybe the protagonists, maybe one of the protagonists, maybe the DJ girl. But it was difficult to watch. It was ridiculous. Awful.
Well, we'll come back and see if we can't prize James's true opinion out a little bit later. He seems a bit clammed up there. Laurie, what about you? When did you first watch it?
I think I first watched it probably about, I would say 8 years ago. It's somewhere there or thereabouts. When I first watched it, I was, really enjoyed it. It's mental. It's completely mental. I suppose it kind of sort of starts off, it's got some sort of normalness almost to it. So you're in the radio station, you've got the Cramps playing Goo Goo Muck, which is, doing a thing. So it's kind of very much that kind of vibe, as it were. But then as the kind of characters start coming in, it's just a real kind of insane craziness to it that I think you definitely get in the first one, but you definitely still have here. There is more money. The sets are much bigger, much more lavish. It's still got that complete nothingness to it. And the acting is completely off the grid. But again, that just adds to it for me. But so I enjoyed it.
Okay, I first saw it a few days ago as well.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I come down on the side of James a little bit more than Laurie on this one. Watching it, you look at it and this is what I was wanting to talk about regarding Hellraiser and Hellraiser 2 and Mad Max 2. The sequel has to up the ante of the original. And when you have a film like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, as you said, James, one of the potentially best horror films ever made, it's good because it is a horror film. These sequels typically tiptoe in. Hellraiser 2 is a horror film, and it doubled down on the horror element of the original. Whereas this one, it just felt to me like you're bringing in this idea of comedy horror. And the problem I have with almost all comedy horrors is they're not scary and they're not funny. So they kind of fall flat on both elements. There are elements of it that, I thought is super creepy at times when Chop Top is in the radio station. He's got his coat hanger and he's scratching himself, and you don't know why that is, and then you realise it's because he's got a metal plate in his head and he's eating his own skin.
It's just scratching at the sides of the skin in his head. What a great little details, things like that. I'm like, oh man, I'm really loving this.
But see,
actually, when you first meet him as well, and he sat on the couch going, "You're my favorite. I love from music and all that." Just his teeth and all that. I was like, oh, I love this. But what you say there about the first one was a horror, one of the greatest ones ever made, and this one being that kind of black comedy. That you've really hit on something there. So this film, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the first one, Tobe Hooper, he wanted it to be a black comedy, and because it was cut in certain ways and it came out and it was really, really received as like, oh my god, horrific film, real high level horror. He was like, actually no. I actually wanted it to be quite a funny film. So that's why he was really, really keen on doing a second one, because he wanted to, go into, be a little bit more obvious with the black comedy stuff. That was his whole reason, really, for having number two.
So with that, how successful do you think he was with bringing the comedy out?
I agree with you. Yeah, it's just not particularly funny. But it's goofy. It's goofy. That's what it is funny. It is actually funny. It's pervertedly, strangely funny. The dance of Leatherface or Bubba.
His little belly
is funny. What? No, god damn it! I'm thinking about it more and more. It's hilarious. The chili competition. Don't skip on the meat. He's hilarious. That guy. I think he's great.
Well, I think this was one of the problems.
Dennis Hopper, when he starts screaming with the chainsaws, he just goes mental.
Bring it down.
And his outfit, the first time you see Lefty, Dennis Hopper, turns around from his car, he's got this little outfit on. He looks like the biggest twat. You have to do a little drawing of him. Look at that little twat. He looks such a dickhead. And
he does look like Dennis Hopper. He looks super pent up, like he would explode at any minute.
Yeah.
Define the term going postal.
That's it. And he goes in, he selects the chainsaws because he's going to, write revenge with their own sword kind of thing. He goes into the chainsaw shop. And
because I'm sure they won't hear him coming in that.
It's screaming his head off.
I mean, that for me, all of the characters have their obsessions. And you look at Chop Top, he's obviously mental, as is Leatherface. You've got the cook, who is supposedly their dad, who's clearly mental as well, but he's obsessed with money and selling chili.
Oh yeah, I love.
They want to go to a game, and then Hopper is obsessed with wreaking revenge with a chainsaw, and it's just treading the same ground constantly, and I really struggle with it.
In the first one, I'm right. Chopped. The family are all played by the same actors.
No, right, not. The cook is. The cook is played by the same guy, but the rest.
Right. Okay. Because I was going to say the guy who played Chop Top, or the guy who got into the bus, into the transit or whatever it was. The first one was incredibly sinister. This guy. He wasn't directed. He wasn't told to rein it in at all.
Bill Moseley is the guy.
It was a cringe-worthy performance, and even the dad, it wasn't told to rein it in at all. There were some moments that were really not nice. I mean, kind of the end image was really clever. You know, I think her basically recreating the image from the first film. Thought that was the only good point in it. And so bad script, bad story, and the effects weren't reined in. The makeup wasn't reined in. The makeup for Crop Top was just stupid. It looked ridiculous.
Oh no! See, no, I liked it. I really quite like that. I mean, there was a lot cut from this film because you see a lot more of the fact.
You know what? I laughed on Sunday because I just finished watching it, and then Wyndham, you sent me a message saying you were about to start watching it, and I laughed because I knew you had to endure.
He's just going to waste 90 minutes of this. So there are a few big set scenes here that kind of shape the film a little bit. What were your thoughts about the scene where Chop Top and Leatherface come to the radio station? So that point from when you first see Chop Top through to the bit where Veronica comes out and sees them loading the body into the truck. What talk to me about that scene?
Can I just say that for the first time in a long time, that made me jump. And I knew it was coming, and they did some clever things there. I mean, I quite like the way that they had the metal door, which was obviously very similar to the metal door from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah,
so you're kind of, you know he's there somewhere. You know he's going to jump out at some point. You know that door's there, and you know that she's standing just behind all of that empty room. And still, it made me jump out of my skin when he burst out. I thought, brilliant.
Nice.
But, it's not worth getting, 40 minutes to get to that point?
Yeah.
There was nothing going on before that.
Yes, there is. There's tons going on before that.
So that bit where Chop Top, you meet Chop Top first, and he's talking to Veronica Stretch about, as Laurie was saying, you're my
Can I have a
favourite.
tour?
Can I have a tour? That is, you kind of sat there going, okay, she's fucked. We know who he is, and she's in real trouble. And he is being this kind of sinister, and he's doing this weird coat hanger thing with his head.
Brilliant.
And then you're right, Leatherface comes out, and it is a jumpy moment. From that point on, Bill Moseley as Chop Top just took the brakes off and just went, oh, you want as crazy as I can possibly make it. And by crazy, I'm going to be loud, really loud. And then you have
Did you have it in surround sound?
No.
Oh, good.
I had it mono.
Yeah.
No. And then you got Leatherface, who is having a romance.
Yeah, having a midlife crisis.
There's your Valentine's special. So it's
exactly
an awful.
This
is an awful scene, isn't it? Because she's kind of sat in a certain way, and then suddenly
she sat with her legs apart, and he is
phallic.
trying to seduce her with his chainsaw between her legs.
But the way he dances as well, he's got this sort of dance, and then he kind of runs out a little bit, and he turns around and he goes, wants it again. I think this as a sequel adds a lot more to Leatherface. I mean, we even learned that he's now called Bubba later on in the film, so there is more going on with that character. Even in the first one, you've got this wonderful character. I think I remember correctly. You see him dressed as a woman at some point in the first one. He's dressed up in a little dress, and he's making like beautiful little.
We all know
tableaus.
We all know that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, as Silence of the Lambs, as Psycho, were all loosely based on Ed Gein and his story. And Ed Gein would famously dress up in the clothes of his mother and the skin of his mother. And I think that's what he was doing there. Whereas this one, it was like in the first one. I know we're not supposed to be comparing, but. He's got the chainsaw for a reason, yeah. In this one, it's not, in this one, it's just wielding around like.
No. In this one, there is that exactly what we're talking about now. That's kind of his plot.
Bit,
it's the way he's going to be intimate with this woman, whatever. It is a really quite nasty scene. I suppose that's what you expect really from Tobuka when he's in that hand, when he's controlling the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But I like that scene. I liked it, but I didn't like it, but I liked it.
Yeah, but it also kind of, you have this build-up and you go, this is properly unsettling because of how they're approaching it.
Yeah.
And then you have Stretch say, oh, are you really annoyed with me? Oh, no, you're not. So it almost pulls the rug from underneath the value of that scene because she's just thought, oh, you're not really angry with me. This is some weird display of peacocking from a guy who kills people with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't kill her.
Yeah.
But tells his brother that he has.
Yeah.
And it all just kind of, oh, all right.
And then,
so the edge
she follows.
Yeah.
Which is
again,
dumb.
I mean,
again.
it's just beyond it's just ridiculous. There's no way after you survived that ordeal, jump in the car and follow them.
But yeah, she jumps in the car and follows them. And then as Lefty turns up, she turns around and goes, oh, fantastic. And then a trap motherfucking door she just happens to be standing on falls through. And then he grabs her though. And he goes, it's okay. And he passes her down a stick or whatever. And it's someone's
it's an
arm.
Yeah.
Okay,
where's that from?
Point, James, are you going to realise this is completely ridiculous? It's ridiculous.
I like things that are completely ridiculous if they work. So, like the Rocky Horror Show works because it's ridiculous and it's horrific, and he goes and chops up meatloaf and comes back and goes one for the vaults while wearing gloves. That's funny. This is just throwing any old shit at it. Bad acting, bad story, bad script.
I think the acting really does work. I mean, it's really it's chaos. Really, it's absolute chaos. I mean, the chili maker, the cook, as it were, he has so many lines. He's coming out with so many lines. I couldn't pause anyway.
It doesn't feel like any of that was scripted, though, right? Because they're all talking over each other. They're all shouting over each other. They're all one-upping each other, and you're right. There is this chaotic feel to it because they're all being as big as they possibly can be.
Yeah.
But I think I'm kind of with James on it. It's that yes, there's chaos, and that is probably fitting of this family. And at the same time, it struggles to be contained in a kind of direction for the film.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like the whole film gets consumed by this strange sort of possession that happens in this film. Because I mean, there's a scene where the DJ lady, she's got a partner, LG,
yeah,
and LG actually, he's the only murderer in this whole film. So one person dies.
No, the three people die. The two dickheads in the Mercedes.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Apologies.
They fully deserve it.
Which is a ridiculous scene as well.
Oh no, see, they are very annoying.
Can I say the only scene that's kind of bearable to an extent is a scene that really has no place to be in that film, which is a dinner scene, which is just basically reshooting a worse version of the first one.
Yeah,
it's just appallingly.
That's a fair point, Naomi. They do have the meal again, but I want to just quickly go back to this kind of like this possession of it and almost get into actually consuming the whole film. So LG, you see, he comes a cropper, and you think he's dead actually, and then you're in their lair, and then she's. Again, such a weird, bizarre scene. Leatherface puts a face on her, ties her up. But then LG's body's there. So she's basically got LG's face on her. But LG's not dead.
At all. In
he
fact,
gets
it's quite
up
well,
and he goes, I've got to cut you loose. I've got to cut you loose. But then you notice the way he's holding the knife, he's got this strange...
Is he going to stab her?
Possession that he wants to kill her. So he's being possessed now. What's going on here? And then obviously you have Lefty's character. So Lefty turns up and then really, really quickly, he grabs the chainsaws and goes fucking mental. It just starts screaming. And he's all of a sudden possessed. And then as this girl's, she's going around, right up to that last scene when she stood there, she's now doing the peacock Leatherface art. She's been possessed as well. So it's like this possession of madness, just being around them, or I don't know, being touched by them, or eating their chili. I don't know. It's almost like the film. It's almost like the film goes that way too, just into this kind of chaos. But anyway, there we are.
Can I just say as well? I think the other thing that it does a big disservice to. I think if I was from Texas, I'd be really fucking insulted by this film. It portrays them as fucking idiots.
It's a bit naughty.
It's really kind of, but that's just stupid.
All right.
It's easy.
There are quite a few mobile phones in this film.
He uses a girl as bait and doesn't show up.
Yeah. He does show up. He finds their lair.
But he shows up not in the place where she was as bait. Why wasn't he waiting at the fucking radio station? It's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else anybody particularly wants to say? I think our general views of it have been covered.
I think there's another version you can get which is longer and has more stuff in it. So you go out and rush the shops, James. But a lot of that stuff is more murders, is more basically the family going out and collecting the meat. They're not skipping on the meat, you see. And there's loads of Savini, effects and makeup that are not actually in this. So, yeah.
Any quotes that stand out?
I've got good night, good night, good night, good night, but I can't remember where it's from.
I got from Chop Top, lick my plate, you dog dick.
Don't skip on the meat.
Anything from you, Laurie?
Lick my plate, you dog dick.
Anything from you, Laurie?
Oh, I've done mine. I just slipped it in without you noticing. Like I normally do.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get to scoring. James, direction.
3.
Laurie.
7.
3 from me. James, performances.
3.
Laurie.
Oh, interesting. Leatherface is actually a different chap. But he did a parody, I think, of something that Tobe really liked. He went, okay, yeah, come on, then you can do it.
Performance score from you, Laurie. Give it to us again. 6. I gave it 3. Laurie, cinematography.
There's some bits that almost look like in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom in it, or Goonies. 6.
James.
1.
4. Sound, Laurie.
It's a little bit brain deady at parts, but there's some really good, like I said, there's the Cramps in there, some good little rock and roll. 6.
James.
0. I thought the title music was appalling. I thought the incidental music was appalling. I thought it was appalling.
I gave it a 3. Effects, Laurie.
7.
James.
2.
5 from me. Enjoyability, Laurie.
6.
James.
1. Bit generous.
2 from me. Plot, James.
1.
Laurie.
5.
I've given it 1. Originality, James.
0.
Laurie.
6.
I give it 2. Rewatch factor, Laurie.
6.
James.
10. 0.
0 from me. Life-changing past or present, Laurie.
Actually, it is more than. So it really surprised me. I didn't expect it to be this good. It was completely off my radar, and it was one of those perverted, I'll check it out kind of thing. And I was surprised when I first saw it, and I liked it again this time. 5.
Okay, James.
0.
And 0 from me. I have given it a grand total of 23.
I've given it 11.
Ooh. So, what does Laurie have?
60 on the nose.
60 on the nose. Giving it a movie lighthouse rating of 31.3.
Yes.
So that puts it on our 22 leaderboard. Placed 3rd place so far. But on the big leaderboard, what is it? 31.3.
Yeah.
Quite low down, thankfully. It is in 95th place, just below Battle Beyond the Stars, but it is above Swamp Thing. So it's wallowing in that swamp, that Texas swamp at the bottom of our leaderboard.
Like it. I think that's a nice position for it.
I think our boy Tobe has done better.
But it really has.
Okay, so before we go on to our second sequel, it's time for the second round of the quiz. Oh. So get your rom-com hats back on. Starring Heath Ledger and Julia Stiles, 10 Things I Hate About You, released in 1999, was based on which Shakespeare play?
James.
A, B, C, or D?
It's C, and it was one of the romance ones, but I can't remember now. I'm going to say 12th Night, which is... No, tell me the truth!
Oh, now I'm in a quandary.
Tell me the truth. Of course it's Tell me the Truth.
You said C.
Yeah.
And it's D, Taming of the Shrew. So I don't think I can give you the point because you interrupted. Had you waited, you'd have got it.
Damn it.
Moving on. Loosely remade as You've Got Mail, which 1940 American rom-com starred Margaret Sullivan and James Stewart? A, The Shop Around the Corner. B, The Philadelphia Story. C, Destry Rides Again. Or D, It's a Wonderful Life.
James, B, James. The Philadelphia Story.
Yeah, it's B.
It is B. Did you just say D, The Philadelphia
Story? No, I said B, The Philadelphia Story. I only said it once though because I was confident.
B, The Philadelphia Story.
Oh, I think it's A Shop Around the Corner.
My life.
Where are we? It is actually The Shop Around the Corner.
Oh, well, I only said it once. I wasn't that confident.
Anyway, moving on. Sandra Bullock plays Gracie Hart in which rom-com released in the year 2000? A, 28 Days. B, Gun Shy. C, Miss Congeniality. D, Practical Magic.
B, James. D, Practical Magic.
No. Laurie.
C, whatever it
Miss Congeniality.
Questioned.
Yeah.
I thought that was Sandra Bullock.
What's that eye complaint where you get
Gracie Hart?
I missed that bit.
Miss Conjunctivitis. That's a movie.
Have you ever had conjunctivitis?
No, yeah. I've seen it and I've had a bit of it on my finger.
I like to call it pink eye.
Yeah, I got it during the second
lockdown. That's different.
And it was very unpleasant.
I think it's the same, isn't it?
I don't know.
No, pink eye is when someone's farted on your pillow and then you get like shit flakes in your eye, isn't it?
What?
Is it not that?
I don't know. We did do that.
Anyway, 2 more questions to end this quiz. John Gordon Sinclair and Dee Hepburn starred in which 1981 Scottish coming-of-age rom-com? A,
James.
Local... James.
The British Empire.
No. Laurie, would you like the options?
Yeah, go on then.
A, Local Hero. B, That Sinking Feeling. C, Gregory's Girl. D, Trainspotting.
Oh shit! Who are the characters' names again? Sorry, or the actors?
I know the answer.
John Gordon Sinclair and Dee Hepburn starred in this Scottish coming-of-age rom-com in 1980.
Yeah, Gregory's Girl.
It is Gregory's Girl.
Yeah, good film.
Last question, and scores are currently... James, you've got 3. Laurie, you have 4.
What?
Fuck.
Yeah. Final question. 4 Weddings and a Funeral starring Hugh Grant and Andy McDowell features which W.H. Auden poem? A, Funeral Blues. B, Lullaby. C, The More Loving One. D, As I Walked Out One Evening.
James, C.
No.
I've never seen it.
It's the one where you're taking down the stars, isn't it? You're taking down the stars, you're wrapping them up.
Take them with the stars and put them in your pocket.
I'll take that as a no. It was Funeral Blues. And that brings us to the end of this tragic quiz. Laurie, you've won. Well done. Right.
Yeah, I did. It's always a tragedy when I win. Why do I only win tragedies?
Moving on to our second feature, which was Evil Dead 2. James, would you mind playing a clip?
4 years ago, in this quiet forest, in this cozy cabin, something happened. Something so frightening. Something so deadly. Something so evil. We prayed it would never happen again. Now, from the creator of Evil Dead comes Evil Dead 2.
And there it goes.
And
So
what
a few
a
little
big
bits of
team was
information about Evil Dead 2, directed by Sam Raimi, starring, reprising his role as Ash, Bruce Campbell, Sarah Benny as Annie, Dan Hicks as Jake, Cassie Wesley DePava as Bobby, Denise Bixler as Linda, Richard Domier as Ed Getley, and there are some other people, but they're of less importance. Film reportedly cost $3.6 million to make. I'll just rip that off, and made about $6 million worldwide box office.
Is that all?
Yeah. James, when did you first see this?
Wow, right. So I think I saw this when I was about 11 or 12 years old. It's one of these many films that I seem to have watched the sequel before the original. So Nightmare on Elm Street and Alien and Aliens. So I saw this, absolutely loved it. And then went back and finally got to watch the first one and was confused the fuck for about 10 years. I couldn't work out if on my videotape there was a problem with the tape or what had gone on. I could not work it out. It's like, I don't understand. And I used to watch one and then the other, and yeah, but I know
it just adds to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know this film incredibly well. Love it.
Laurie.
It's I think it was at Sandy Balls in the New Forest, and or I may have been doing it a couple of days before, because I know I either watched it there or I was showing it off to a young kid who's probably about, again, sort of 12, 13, saying, you've got to watch this. I just, oh man alive. I think I went into this one first before watching The Evil Dead. I think it's because I may have been tipped off that basically it's a remake with a bigger budget. But wow, it's just perfection. It's perfection. It's like literally from the opening second, it's just pow, boom, boom. There you go. There's an idea. Have that. Freaking have that. Do this. Just do that. And it's just perfection. The lighting, the acting, the ideas. It's just brilliant. It's really its own kind of world, its own universe. Super cartoony, super goofy. When I first saw it, I just loved it. I still love it.
So I saw it for the first time today.
Yeah.
And I'd only seen The Evil Dead recently, like in the last 6 months.
Right.
And as I was watching it, I was struck by this idea that I think the age we watch something has a direct correlation to how strongly we feel about it.
Definitely, yeah.
Because watching this, I did know that, excuse me, the confusion, it's essentially the same film as Evil Dead. And for me, I was watching it, nothing of it was new to me. Whereas had I watched it when it came out in 87, I'd have been 12. All of it would have been new. It would have been like, oh my God, look at this effect, look at that effect, oh my God, all this blood, and then it disappears, and oh my God, this is amazing. But none of it was new to me. So I've seen it all done elsewhere, and probably better, because I'm 46, not 12. So for me, it was a bit of a trudge of a watch for me.
I see. I was probably about 30, 35, I suppose, when I first saw it.
But you bring a child's mind, right? Child's innocence.
Yes.
Well, the reason you've seen all these things before is that this film is kind of like a director's masterclass. Toby Hooper should have watched this film before making his remake, because there is slightly too much in it. I think, it's quite a short film. It's only about an hour and 20 odd minutes. It's very short, and you feel exhausted by the end of it. It does not stop. But every kind of scene, every section is either a new technique or a new style or a new thing. Everything's inventive, everything's different, and it doesn't let up. And it's just such a labour of love, and well done to him.
Yeah, I appreciate all of that, and it's the same. It's a similar sort of relationship I have with Stanley Kubrick. That I didn't see his films when I was younger. I've seen them older. I understand that these are the origin of a lot of the effects and the storytelling within the films that I do.
It's not an excuse. You're pushing it now.
I'm not having it.
I don't believe that we
you have
would
to be a child to appreciate them.
I don't believe
at the time.
I don't believe that we would have like the makeup in Buffy if it wasn't for the Evil Dead. So
it's very Buffy-esque actually.
The look, makeup, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no makeup like the way they made the demons look.
Yeah,
in Evil Dead.
He's not saying that though. He's saying
but I'm just saying, the way they made the camera a character. They did it. They used that kind of shot in The Shining, but this became the character. The camera.
But he did
character.
that he did that in Evil Dead, though.
Yeah, but he's allowed to do the same.
No, this is the same film.
I appreciate
the same film.
I get that. Why did he make the same film twice?
Well,
this is a great question.
That's a genuine
mystery.
It's a genuine question. Why remake? Essentially.
I feel ridiculous now because this is a well-known fact, and I should have researched it. But it kind of goes along the lines of Evil Dead was released, and I don't think it didn't really hit anywhere, but it was just got really quite popular in the kind of picture houses. And then I think some producers or whatever said, "Hey, this guy's great, this little Sam Raimi guy." And I think people nearly died on set, and there were just like loads and loads of stories. And again, I'm so sorry I haven't brought much research to this, but of the first one. And then some producer guy said, "Look, I really like the cut of your jib, Sam. You want to have another go at it?" And he was like, "I would love to." And exactly what James says, there's so much love in this thing, and they just did it, but a billion times better than what they did. It's basically it's not like a remake as what we talk about remakes nowadays. It's him going, I'm remaking my film again, basically, which is weird. It's bizarre, it's odd. And the way it's called Evil Dead 2, it's like, what do you mean? Like, James was fucked up. It's like he's testing out his video player. I've got something broken here. That's brilliant. Again, it adds to it. Anyway.
I know the answer.
Brilliant. Go on.
You should have known this in the medicine.
I bought for time then.
All right, well done. Right. So the reason for the retcon at the beginning of the movie was explained by Campbell in a clip from the special features of Evil Dead 2, where he revealed that Raimi didn't own the rights to his own movie, so they had to shoot a recap with different actors, which ended up being a different story. So,
so he could own it, and do it better.
Yeah, which makes a lot of sense. And I mean, there are quite a few differences, really. I mean, they kind of skip over the main points really quickly, but you've got Ash Campbell. I mean, he's basically on his own for about 40 minutes. Except for it's much more than 30 minutes. There's a tiny little scene where you see the other characters getting off the plane.
Yeah,
and you've got a flashback, don't you, with the family finding the book. Apart from that, it's him and his acting, which is a masterclass. Him and his physical comedy.
So, with that in mind, that the bit where I'm now getting up to speed in my own head, because you're absolutely right. The first question I had was, why the fuck has he gone back to that cabin?
Yes,
like the exact same cabin. And why the fuck is he playing the tape recording, having been through what he's been through? So I'll sweep all of those off the table.
But I have those questions for years.
Yeah.
It's like, does he not remember what happened in the first one? I thought, because it makes out like, hey, let's go back to this cabin that I spent last summer at. It was great. Oh, fuck, no, it wasn't. It was awful.
Everybody died.
Yeah.
So there's a bit, he goes there with his girlfriend. He turns the tape recorder on. The words, the most dangerous book in the world, really badly secured. Anyway,
Necronomicon ex mortis.
The demon rises, takes over Linda. I think it's Linda, or whatever her name is, and he cuts her head off with a spade because she's trying to kill him, but not before she bites his hand. And then you're right. The next half hour is him basically having a fight with his own right hand.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, you watch that scene. It's brilliant.
Does it go on slightly too long?
Who's laughing now? No,
I
not really.
don't think so.
Not really.
I was watching it earlier this week again, and I just thought, no, it's brilliant. And look, when the hand's trying to get to, I love the fact. I mean, I know compared to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the sound effects and soundscape on this film, the incidental music kind of blends in seamlessly with all the screams and the moans.
Yeah.
And like the hand's got a little voice, and it's like no one thinks, well, where does that come from?
Does Cousin It come from that, or does it take it?
Well,
it must be Cousin
first,
It.
But it didn't ever, it never, the way it was trying to.
Are you talking about Thing?
Thing, not like Cousin It.
The Addams Family was way before this.
Okay, so performances, you're waxing lyrical about our good friend Bruce Campbell, who essentially has made his entire career off The Evil Dead, right? He hasn't done anything else.
He did Bubba Hotep where he played Elvis in an Old People's Home.
Oh, well, I take that.
Well worth a watch. He's one of these people that's grown out of his own character, really, I think. Like Tom Baker in Doctor Who.
It's just keeping it real, man. It's just keeping it real.
So you were saying that a lot of the effects and the makeup were being created for this film. This was groundbreaking. Talk me through some of the effects. What are your favourite effects in here? Because I'll give you mine first, because I just thought it was brilliant. When he is talking to himself in the mirror, and suddenly he just comes out of the mirror and he holds himself. I thought that was absolutely excellent.
When I first saw that moment, it was just a real like, wow,
it was like completely seamless, and I
didn't expect it, but it's obviously it's Groucho Marx, isn't it, or whatever those films way back in the day. They're already doing that.
Harold Lloyd and people like that.
Yeah, Sam Raimi's just got idea after idea after idea. Obviously, you can tell he's super young, super enthusiastic, but the effect, I suppose.
Well, you've got things like when he chainsaws a girlfriend's head, you see that in shadow. You know,
you've got her dance. You've got the whole what's his name?
Stop motion.
Ray Harryhausen.
Yeah. It was a bit Jason the Argonauts.
Use the speed and reverse, as I sped up shots, reverse shots.
I do like the
miniatures. You got those little miniatures.
Of the smoke.
Yeah,
that's very good.
And I think what makes a lot of these things is the sound as well, because the sound's just right. So it does seem sinister when the smoke's going back into wherever it's coming from.
Yeah, the bit where Ash, again, we're only like 5-6 minutes into the goddamn film, and Ash gets smashed across all the trees and stuff, and he's flying through the trees and spinning round, and the sound that you've got on that bit, and then goes down into the puddle, comes up possessed. It's just like, what is going on? All the effects that you've just witnessed, sound, imagery, and then again you've got this face that comes out of the puddle. It's just non-stop.
I mean, that's a long time his face is in that puddle.
Yeah.
It's as long as he could possibly. Well, not as long as he's told.
You would expect it to be a bit pruny at most, but not full on Demogorgon.
and I suppose you can only do that once, or maybe no. I guess makeup was waterproof.
3 times a lady.
But you decide, he's got all this shit going on. Even like some bits don't work as well, like when the lamp's laughing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
so
still,
I did have it's gone a bit Beauty and the Beast.
He could have easily cut corners, so he could have easily said, "We don't need stop motion animation in this bit. We could just have her dancing, and we can make it. We can, it's kind of going the extra mile every time, really."
Yep.
Oh.
Okay, favorite effect.
Ooh.
Did you say favorite effects?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
it's goddamn impossible, Alan. I think it's just the lighting. Can I say all of the lighting? The purples, the yellows, the greens, the blood, the color of the blood, all of it.
Yeah, pretty good. I think Ash's acting and along with his makeup, I thought it was a great performance. So I know that's not really that.
Okay, and for me, I think it is probably all of that kind. I do like the frequent use of playing stuff forward and then playing it in reverse. So all the blood spattering and that projectile blood expulsion, and then it's rewound. all very good stuff.
Oh God, we haven't even talked about Henrietta in the fruit cellar.
Yeah, perfect link in. Go on.
Well,
Talk
all
to
of
me
that.
about Henrietta in the fruit cellar.
Well,
Because there's a couple of points. So Henrietta is Anne's mother. Anne is one of the people we see in the cutaway getting off the plane.
she's the only other character that's worth talking about, really.
Yeah,
I mean, the other three are pointless, really. But she's watchable, and so obviously it's her mother in the cellar, and you get all that, which is good. And then she's horrible.
Do you know who's playing that kind of demonized mum? Do you know who's in that?
Sam Raimi, isn't it?
It's his brother. Very close. So close.
I was just trying to be logical. It's like, who could have it been?
Who could have it been?
Oh.
Tarantino. No, it was his brother.
Theodore Raimi.
Theodore,
As
get in the fruit cellar.
Has possessed Henrietta. And what did you notice any similarities between the image of her dad when he came back and a demon in another world famous horror movie?
I did.
What, go on, James. What was it?
It was The Exorcist Wyndham.
It was, yeah. Looks exactly like Pazuzu, right?
What he did.
Didn't you think that when you saw it?
Yeah. When he first turns up, then he starts talking. It's like, oh yes,
but it doesn't look like he's stolen things. It's just like he loves film, and he's just taken every good idea and tried to do it better.
Yeah, but I just love that kind of universe. There's a real quality about it. I mean, like even when you look at Necronomicon, whatever, the way that the drawings have been done, it's very kind of cartoonish. So you're already kind of in this kind of Scooby-Doo kind of world, and then obviously when you do get the deer laughing and the lamp laughing, you really got that kind of Scooby-Doo vibe. And again, with the purples, the greens, the yellows that are all through the film, I just love that universe. I mean, and he does not stop right the way up until the end. You got this huge, massive head that comes out of some portal thing, and then it goes off to somewhere else.
No, it doesn't come out of a portal. It manifests as a creature, and then Can I just say, just about the Book of the Dead, I think it was a bit too on the money. That drawing of the man holding the chainsaw it could have done with being a bit more blurry, really. I think if you wanted the mystery, but
it should have been a fatter felt tip. They should have written that Book of the Dead in, I reckon.
Can I just say, I've never seen Evil Dead 3, Army of Darkness.
Wow. Okay, now, so I'm obviously super excited about it. Remy's got a massive bloody budget for it. And I need to watch it again because I haven't seen it enough times. And there's a reason why you haven't seen it yet, James, because I don't know why, but it's just not as good. But when you watch it, there's tons of really good stuff in it. But
I don't really like that era.
Yeah, I mean, like Back to the Future 3. It's not that bad, but it's
because that's the very end, right? He gets taken back to a period when the demon was terrorizing from the castle.
That's right.
Well, it's a prophecy, isn't it? That a man fell from the sky and destroyed the demon, which wasn't actually true because he's destroyed one demon, and I imagine there's more demons to be destroyed. Otherwise,
the raw nuts and bolts of this film is just him, like you say, pretty much alone in a house, and then fighting this demon. Then some other characters come in to kind of take off some relief, as it were.
But they do.
Whereas the third one, obviously, it's completely diluted now. He's in a castle with loads of people, a bit of a love interest, massive army. There's a completely different kettle of demon.
I mean, if you look at it, it's a really very, very simple plot. With there's a lot of stuff going on, so you don't have time to be bored, really. But
practical making.
Does this in it though?
Well, just like like you say, it's a very, very simple plot, but it's just like they're on set and they've got just all these ideas and just loads of practical. Just let's figure this out. That idea, this blood there, that piece of wood there, just working it out.
I'll tell you what, it's a shame that because he went on to do Spider-Man, didn't he? And I was very excited because one of my all-time favourite villains of all time is the Green Goblin. And if they'd done the Green Goblin in like a makeup design similar to Evil Dead, they looked amazing, but then made him into a robot.
And that's it. And look at what you've got to work with. You've got Defoe's goddamn face. I mean, all he needs is a green crayon stuck on it, and
Exactly,
his
yeah,
hand is
yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah.
But no, they
So,
decide to put some stupid sort of transformer
I
robot in.
wonder, I don't know, but it was quite early in the day of CCG. It's not called CCG, that's okay. That's something
CGI?
Yeah, CGI. And I don't, maybe it was easier to move around or make a computer image of a face that looked like
There
metal,
was that steel
as
and
opposed to one that
statue.
looked like cloth. Yeah, now you're doing it.
All right. Okay, so let's wrap this up. Last comment on this film, Laurie.
Just again, like I opened up with, it's just perfection. Insanely goofy. It's wild, full of ideas. It's that perfect film, I think, just to show to if you've got one of your kids or a kid that you may know that's kind of getting into film, likes a little bit of horror. This is a real treat. If they haven't seen it yet, this is one of the ones to get like some snacks or whatever and just put it on late at night. Awesome, great fun.
All right, so I know that we're not in direct competition, but I suppose what really springs to mind for me is that I was the one that chose this film and Laurie was the one that chose Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And I just want to say, who's laughing now? Who's laughing now?
All right. On that note, we will score it. James, performances.
8.
Laurie.
Yeah, oh God, 8.
6 from me. Direction, James.
10.
9.
Ooh, I've gone 5. I know. Sound, Laurie.
8.
8.
6 from me. Effects, James.
10.
9.
7 from me. Cinematography, Laurie.
8.
James.
9.
4 from me. Enjoyability, James.
I can't find it. Wait, please. I haven't got it written down, but
I mean, just think about when you first saw it. Yeah, Jesus Christ, 9. Yeah.
9. 4 from me. Plot, Laurie.
7.
James.
Plot is 3.
3 from me. Originality, Laurie.
9.
9.
0 for me. It's the same as the previous film, so it's not original at all. Rewatch.
Yeah, that's a good point. Do you know what? I am going to change my marks.
No, you're
I'm going to
not.
change it to 4. I am, because he makes a really compelling point. I never do that, and I'm doing it because he did make a really good point. It's not original, is it? Because he didn't make it. We make a lot of it, so yeah.
Rewatch factor, Laurie.
8. No, 7. 7. 7. 7.
I give it 8.
I give it a 2. Life-changing, past or present, James.
I give it a 5.
Laurie.
I'd say 6.
And it
Really
gets a
surprised me.
0 from me.
Yeah, because I thought it was going to be a straight up horror. You know, all these video nasties and all that stuff. This was one of the big players, and you start picking those up, like I Spit on Your Grave and stuff like that. All these nasty, yucky kind of films a lot of the time, and I just definitely expected this would be one of them. And they're just watching it. Yeah, blew my socks off. So yeah, I'm happy on.
Cool. I've given it 40. James.
75 from me.
75. And Laurie.
You have to talk amongst yourselves. Sorry, dudes. All right.
Do you score it as you go, or do you score it ahead of time?
I do it after I've watched the film.
Me too.
And that way I could just bring the scores to the table today. And
Yeah,
I've
which
actually
is
even added up the scores as well. So I know what I'm going to give it.
So then when you revise it by giving it a 4 instead of a 10, you go, okay, I just need to take 6 off.
Just need to take a few points off.
Laurie.
80.
80.
Wow.
Giving it a movie lighthouse score of 65.
Well, interestingly, it's in joint second place on 65 with Dr. Strangelove. And on a major movie board.
You guys are too gushing about The Fly. You know that, right?
It gets 49th place and it joins Reanimator and Dr. Strangelove. And I think that's a lovely place to put it.
Indeed.
Yeah, not bad.
I'm sorry, I should say it's just below The Thug and it's just above Donnie Darko and A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you very much for that, gentlemen.
Can I thank you, Wyndham?
Yeah, please do.
Well done. Thank you.
well done, Wyndham.
Yeah, that's nice. Good times.
So we've got to pick a ball for next episode.
Oh, who's picking? Oh, is it me?
I don't know.
Is
it you?
Yeah. Finally, things will be all pop right.
Shake it.
Gotta be careful because after it exploded everywhere last time.
What, your ball bag?
My ball bag, yeah. It's been a while since I've delved into it. Okay, the number today I'm going to pick is number 20.
Number 20. What does 20 correspond with?
Well, 20 corresponds to a year which we haven't had for a while. And it is 2009.
Yeah.
Right, so 2009. Wyndham, what's your first one? Have you got your two, Laurie?
No,
right,
I've got one.
Right, go on, Wyndham.
Okay, I am going to go for the South African director Neil Blomkamp's District 9.
Ooh, interesting indeed. Laurie.
Film I've never seen. I don't really know anything about it. The Tattooist. The Tattooist.
Okay.
For my second film, I am going to stick with a number and go for the animated 9.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Hello, Laurie.
And then I'm going to go for Enter the Void. Enter the Void.
Which I think we've done a little review on here. Not in detail, but
no. That's called that's
The Void.
Yeah, that's a different film.
Oh, okay.
We watched it drunk, didn't we?
The Void. Yes,
yeah.
We did, and then we did probably a drunk review.
Yeah.
Check that out, listeners. Right. Oh wow. Do you know what? I don't think I've seen any of these films. So I'm going to choose The Tattooist and 9.
Okay.
There we go.
Right.
The Tattooist was originally released in 2007, though, but it got a major release in 2009.
I'm now going to choose 9 and District 9.
What?
To punish you for taking all that time and still not getting it right. So it's all the 9s now, Wyndham.
It's all the 9s. 2009, District 9 and 9.
Oh, right. Crikey. Episode 9. John Lennon always seemed it as quite an ominous number. It's actually his birthday, but yeah.
Oh.
I think it's Death Day as well.
And the amount of albums he released.
Yeah.
And the amount of toes he had.
Yes.
Anyway, right. Thank you very much for your company on this Valentine's special. I think that's it. Laters.
Well done, Winnie.
Love you, Win. Bye.
Love you.